Okay, I think I set this up properly. So I'm just gonna look for some bets. So we'll go here. I'll share my screen. Cool. I have all my sportsbook accounts up. This game, pretty depressing. Imagine being a Cardinals fan. Murray with 2 interceptions and -1 rushing yards. What a disaster. So what we're going to do, it's obviously late at night. I think there's one NBA game left today, so it'll probably be pretty dry in terms of opportunities. But I thought, it's helpful for people to see odds jam at different times of the day so they can get maximum use out of it. Like, obviously, this is a product that, I also wanted to pull up my sheet with all my live bets. So let me do this for a sec. Obviously, Odds Jam is a product where everything depends on the amount of games in a given day. When there's one NBA game left that hasn't started, and that's the only thing, there's going to be less betting opportunities. So what I can do is just pull up my little sheet of live bets. And then I have that here. And then we are good to go. And of course, like half of these sports books logged me out, but I saw some bets I wanted to play. So I figured might as well go on a live stream and, feel free to tail whichever you prefer. If you don't want to tail, don't tail. I think they're good bets, and it's ultimately up to you if you want to bet them or not, right? That's the great thing about being a sports bettor is you don't have to place a bet if you don't want to, right? If there's no good bets in a day, you don't have to bet. Because people ask us very frequently is just, like, how many bets are you placing in a day? And it's, well, how many good betting opportunities are there? If there's 50 good betting opportunities, I may be betting more. So here we can see, this is an ARB as well as a plus EV bet. So there's only one game left tonight. There were a ton of, great EV bets and ARBs earlier. So what we can try to do is just hit this. I mean, why not, right? Why not? So we'll go here, and then we can go to player assists, and we have Russell Westbrook under 7.5. I love fading this guy. And you can see TwinSpires is going to be like, no, you're only getting 40.88. So we can go through the math of an ARB. So I just hit one on my max limited account, and then we can go to Caesars, and then I want to go to basketball. So again, like OddsJam, the more you're checking the product, the more you're using the product, the more bets you're going to find, right? Like it's really that simple. These lines are always changing, and sharp action is always coming in and moving around the line. So the more you're on the product, the more great bets you'll see. And we're starting off today, this ARB popped up. So Lakers, these books are kind of complicated to navigate. So you want to, know how to navigate them. And I'm going to bet $40 on over 7.5 Westbrook assists. And then I already have him on TwinSpires right here under 7.5 assists. I'm getting plus money on both sides, right? So this bet wasn't available 20 minutes ago. It probably won't be available 20 minutes from now. If you're only going to play one side, I think TwinSpires is the side. This bet is also on BetRivers. It's also on Barstool. And we just made, on my max limited TwinSpires account, I just made $2 of profit. So whatever, not bad, right? And how does this work? So I bet 40.88 on TwinSpires. 40.88, definitely not that much. And I actually made like about 204 in profit. So that is pretty cool. I can go through the math of an ARB. I can also show you exactly how I did this. So we can go through the math very briefly. So I just ARB'd this. So we have, ARB, Westbrook, assists over under 7.5. It was plus 105, both sides. So essentially all you're doing with an arbitrage bet is right. And we made $2 of risk-free profit. So for the profit column, I'll just add a 2. So we're now good there. And we already have some bets open and stuff like that. So we just made $2 risk-free, right? And again, the under is the better side because you can see Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, they're shading their market towards the under. They have this all the way down at minus 118. So it's clear like the good side of this ARB is plus 105, but we just played both sides. So again, we have on Twin Spires, Westbrook under 7.5 assists, plus 105 for 40.88, which is all I got off because that's what Twin Spires limited me to. And then on Caesars, we had him over 7.5 for $40. So we can go here and we can go through the math very briefly. So we have Westbrook over 7.5 and Westbrook under, 7.5. They were both plus 105 odds, right? So you're betting $100. It's supposed to be plus 105. Let's just move this over. So this is plus 105. This is plus 105. So you're betting $100 to win $105 of profit. So the way you can think about this is obviously one of these bets has to hit. He's either going to have 7 or less assists, or he's going to have 8 or more assists. And in either of these cases, these are equal and opposite. One bet has to win and one bet has to lose. So we have the over was on Caesars, the under was on Twin Spires. So one of these bets we know is going to win, one bet's going to lose. So the way you can think about this is if you put $100 at plus 105 odds on one side, and then you put $100 on plus 105 the other side, you're going to definitely lose one bet. You're going to lose $100 on one sports book, but one bet has to win. And you're betting $100 at plus 105 odds, which means your profit is going to be $105. So you're losing $100 on one sports book, guaranteed, and you're earning $105 in profit on another sports book. So your net profit is just going to be $5. So our wager, let me just increase the size of this a bit. Our wager was 40.88 on the under on Twin Spires. A sports book. There's a sign-up link for Twin Spires below. It's a fantastic sports book. They have some good promos, stuff like that. So if you don't have it already, if you're in Indiana, Colorado, Pennsylvania, sign up for it. We have a link below for their $1,000 risk-free bet. So be sure to get that sports book now. So we have 40 and 40.88, right? So one of these bets is going to hit. So Westbrook is either going to have, this guy's going to have 8 plus assists, or he's going to have less than 8 assists, in which case the under, right, will win if he has 7 or less. In the other case, the over is going to win. One bet's going to win, one bet's going to lose. It's really that simple. And again, you have to be fast to get in on these. You have to use OddsJam frequently. Like, sports betting is not a game for the lazy. It's not a game for the slow. You never know when the best bets are going to occur. You never know when, sharp action is going to come in and move lines, or a player's going to get injured, and there may be a time you want to place a bet. Like, there probably was a great spot to bet on the Rams earlier today. Live bet on the Rams that I just probably missed because I wasn't looking at OddsJam. Like, you have to use the product as much as possible, to earn the most. So, man, Stafford, not even that many passing yards. He's just 6 for 8. The defense, it looks like, is holding it up. So we'll go back here, and we can hit refresh. This is probably gone. Nope, it's still there. So that's pretty wow. So you can bet it if you haven't bet it already. While the world watches football, great time to look for opportunities to make a risk-free, couple dollars. So I can now buy a couple Big Mac or a couple cups of coffee, I guess. So if he has 8 plus assists, what we can do is we can have, Twin Spires profit, and then we can have FanDuel profit, and then we can have net profit. So net profit is, of course, just going to be FanDuel profit or Twin Spires profit. So we know one of these two things has to happen. So they're going to go over 8 assists, or he's going to go under 8 assists. So if he goes 8 plus assists, so 8 or more assists, then our bet on Caesars will win. We bet $40 at plus 105 odds, but our bet on Twin Spires is going to lose. So we're going to lose 40.88 on Twin Spires, but our profit on, I apologize, this is supposed to be Caesars, is just going to be 40 times, we're betting $40 at plus 105 odds, 40 times 1.05, right? And this is supposed to say Caesars profit, right? And then if the opposite happens, if he goes under which looked like the better side, we're going to lose $40 on Caesars because we bet on the over there. And our profit on TwinSpires is going to be 40.88 times 1.05, right? 42.94. So our net profit will be, 292. So you can see in both cases, net profit is positive. So that's cool. And again, if you're confused how much to bet on both sides, you can just pull up this little blue calculator on the left side of the screen and type in like $50. Obviously, because the odds are the same, you can place the same amount on both sides to keep your risk-free profit constant. If you were to put $250, you would have made $12.50. If you were to put $25, you would have made $125, right? So this is something that scales in a linear way. If you don't have Caesar Sportsbook, they offer a huge sign-up bonus, probably the best one, if not one of the best ones, at least in the U.S. In New York, they're giving away a $3,000 deposit bonus, so that's pretty cool. And $300 for free upon sign-up. You can tell what all the sportsbooks' favorite state is right now. And then if you're signing up from another state where they're legal, like frickin' Louisiana or whatever, they have a $1,001 bet match. And again, you can click the links below to sign up for these sports books. So just go to YouTube, go to the bottom, click that Caesars link, sign up. And depending on what state you're in, you're either going to get a $1,000 bet match or you're going to get a $3,000 deposit bonus, which is obviously better. But you can see right here, this is better than TwinSpires' sign-up bonus. So Caesars, the way it works is when you sign up, you get a bet match of $1,000. You bet $1,000, they give you $1,000, right? Like it's pretty simple. In obviously really high, right? Like these sports books are, so many sports books in the US. Like if we just switch this to say it's still available. If you no one's betting it. If you switch this to frickin' whatever, like if you want to see all the sports books and you switch to California, where we just show every single sports book, you can see it's just like, what the heck? And all these sports books, they're fighting for you. They're fighting for customers. And as a sports bettor, it is beneficial to have multiple sports books. So if I go to Arizona, I filtered out a lot of the books I don't use. We've said this, you can filter off books here. You can set up text alerts. You can set up email alerts for positive EV bets. You can change around all your settings if you want to get really freaky with it. You can show player props. You cannot show player props. Like, obviously, sports betting is very mathematical. Only people who win are betting mathematically, but you should, like people like to bet on different things. I mean, some people have a lot of success in player props using OddsJam. Some people prefer to stick to mainline markets, whatever. But you can see right here, like the power of having multiple sports books is if you're going to be betting on sports, sure. I mean, if you're betting $5, per month, it doesn't really matter. But if you're looking to actually bet and actually make money sports betting, because I believe you actually can make money sports betting, like you want more sports books, right? You don't want to be placing bets. If you're betting on the Lakers, you don't want to be betting on the Lakers plus 165 on WinBet. You're betting $100 to win $165 in profit. If you can be getting plus 181 on another book that is available to you, it makes no sense. That is a guaranteed way to lose money sports betting is if you are not line shopping. And the crazy thing is it's literally a tab over. Right? It's literally one tab over because all sports betting in the US now, it's not like you have to go to a physical casino and you're like, well, damn, I wanted to bet on the Lakers, but they're not giving me a good price. Like, that's why I have all these sportsbook accounts pulled up right now, right? Is because, they all have different prices, right? Which means I need them all because I don't want plus 165. If I were going to bet on the Lakers, I definitely wouldn't bet it on WinBet. So even if you do nothing, you never use OddsJam, just like Line Shop, we offer it for free. You can browse odds on OddsJam for free. We have a ton of free features, including this line comparison. And again, the point is you just don't want to get a rip-off crappy price from the sportsbooks. That is a guaranteed way to lose money sports betting. Every sports bettor, will win and they'll lose some bets, right? And really, when it comes to your net profit, everything is dependent on the odds that you get. Everything is dependent on the odds that you get. So, nobody wins every time. I've lost a lot of bets. I've had some very down days. I've had some good days. Obviously net profit keeps going up because I bet on sports a lot. I love betting on sports. I look for lines a lot. I'm pretty mathematical, but I don't win every time. And the power of sports betting is when you are getting better odds. And the difference between plus 165 and plus 81 is a lot bigger than you think. You may not notice it, right? Oh, I won $165 on my $100 bet versus 181. But if you're betting on sports in a serious way or trying to make money, sports betting, those small differences add up to a ton of money in the long run, like a ton of money. So get multiple sports books, and we have a bunch of links below. And again, the craziest part about sports betting, right, is the more sports books you have, the more successful you are, first of all. And then second of all of these freaking sports books offer something insane when you sign up. Caesars, you get a free bet up to $1,000. You bet $1,000, they give you an $1,000 free bet. So the first reason to have multiple sports books, right, is you literally need that to be successful as a sports bettor. You will not make money guaranteed in the long run. You may win your first bet, I don't know, but you are not going to make money in the long run with only one sports book. It's just not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. You need multiple sports books to, first of all, even make money. So that's the first reason to sign up for multiple sports books. The second reason is all of these sports books have a sign-up bonus in the US. They all offer you something which I would say is insane. Caesars gives you $1,000 for freaking signing up. So click the link below, sign up. It's $1,000, right? It's not a small amount of money. And people are always like, oh, it's probably a scam. I've heard it's not possible to make money sports betting. It's yeah, I mean, there's a general consensus that it's not possible to, make money gambling because it's usually true, right? It is statistically impossible to make money in the long run playing a roulette wheel, playing slots, playing scratch-off lottery tickets. It's just not going to happen. The games are literally rigged against you. You have, right, there's a 50% chance that roulette wheel, or, whatever. You can think about it how you want. These games are rigged and nothing is in your control. What's in your control as a sports bettor or say a poker player or a trivia player, I don't know. They're all very similar because everything's in your control. What you're betting, how much you're betting, what you're skipping, stuff like that, which is why, there are people who make money sports betting and there are people who make money, playing poker. There are people, whatever. So reason number two to have multiple sports books is all the sign-up bonuses. So you should check them all out in your state. There are a ton of links below. And then the third reason is all these sports books offer different promos, right? So Caesars had a 33% NFL parlay boost. I thought it was really profitable because it was really profitable, at least with what I bet. But you're only going to get that if you have Caesars. It's not like FanDuel has the exact same promos, but FanDuel also had an insane promo. This FanDuel's was probably better, honestly. You bet $200 in cumulative NFL wildcard same-game parlays, and FanDuel gives you $100 in site credit. So the way site credit works on FanDuel is you have to bet it once to turn it into cash, right? So because I did bet this, when I get my $100 in site credit from FanDuel, they're just going to give me, then to turn that into cash, in other words, to make it so I can withdraw it from my account, I have to bet that $100 once, which isn't hard, right? Because I can just pick a mathematically profitable bet from the OddsJam plus EV page. This looks incredible, right? Patrick Beverley over 4.5 rebounds plus 116 seems like a fantastic bet to include. You're getting 8.44% profit margin. So another question people ask about sports betting is, plus 116, it's an ARB to DraftKings, it's an ARB to Pinnacle. I don't know anything about this guy. I mean, I know who he is, right? But all I'm doing is using data, right? The people who make money sports betting are the people using data. It's not the people, finger to the air, like, oh, this guy jammed his thumb during practice. It's not the touts. None of these guys make money. It's the people who base all their betting decisions in live market data, right? So over 4.5 plus 116. So this is actually a bet I really like already. So we can place this bet. I'm probably going to get limited on FanDuel, but this will be a positive EV wager, right? It is a mathematically profitable bet. I'm just using data. It's literally favored on Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And I'm getting, plus 116. That's insane value. So you can see it just moved down because I was freaking blabbing away. Somebody must have bet it. Maybe someone watching this, that plus 116 was incredible. And I just showed you, we hit an ARB earlier, right? But this was plus 116. Now it's plus 102. I missed it because I was talking. I should have been betting. You guys are losing me money over here. So that's not fun. But you can see, it looks like some bets are coming out. So you can see, Twin Spires, we got this plus 105. They're now down to minus 103. So I already bet this. This was a plus EV play I have from OddsJam. If we go here, but you still have an opportunity to bet it. And I type in Bogdan, 4.94% edge. The return of the stock market, 8% a year. I'm getting 5% roughly in one bet. So I threw some money on it right here, over 1.5 assists, minus 105 odds, right? Mathematically profitable bet, just using data to inform my betting decisions. So again, a lot of people ask, why do people want to see this, Pinnacle thing if I can't even bet on this sportsbook? And the reason is because it's the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So you use it as a sense of information. So for example, I already bet on this, but the Ngannou fight over 2.5 total rounds is an absolutely incredible bet. So you can see I have it bet, a few times. I bet on it a few times because it's an incredible bet with 5% edge, right? I'm using the OddsJam positive EV page to give me signals about what bets are mathematically profitable. So if I go in here, I can see most books have it, over 2.5 rounds, minus 115 or minus 108 on the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And I'm getting plus 110. Insane value, 5% profit margin. So I place this bet just using data, right? No finger to the sky. I'm not trusting some BS, handicapper who doesn't know the first thing about math or data. Those people don't make money sports betting. These, 50-year-old guys who literally run the sports betting industry with their, gray hair, a little chubby, these guys don't make money, right? They literally sell picks, and every bet has an associated odd. A lot of people, talk about, oh, I like the Lakers tonight. It's okay, what odds, right? Everything is dependent on the price you're getting. It's kind of like, you go to a car shop and it's yeah, I like this car. I want to buy it. But it's okay, I wouldn't want to buy it for 50,000. Would I want to buy it for 20,000, 10,000 is or like anything. It's you may really like a sandwich, but you're not going to pay $20 for it. You'll pay 10. So everything depends on the price or the odds that you are getting, which is why OddsJam is such a powerful tool, because everything is based in real-time odds. There's no picks. There's no BS. OddsJam would be telling you to bet the under if they were giving you plus 110 on the under, but they're not. Caesars is giving you insane value on the over, so it's something you should definitely bet, right? So I have the over bet. Again, I bet it a few times because I really frickin' like it. Let me make sure my screen is sharing. It is, so that's good. Want to make sure I wasn't just talking to myself. But as I drink my alcoholic drink. But yeah, that's really the power of OddsJam, right? Is I've said this in other videos, but it's impossible to look through, also these sportsbooks have VIP programs. I'm not, they really care about their customers, right? And keeping them on DraftKings and not FanDuel, or Caesars and not FanDuel. Like, these sportsbooks are very good at keeping you engaged by giving you promos and stuff like this. Like Cam Akers, you can see DraftKings has a halftime odds boost. Cam Akers' second half touchdown was plus 250. Now it's plus 350. Do we think this is any good? Let's go to NFL. Let's go into this game. We can see live player props. So we can go to TD scorer props. Cam Akers is plus 290. We're getting plus 350 on DraftKings. I mean, right? Maybe a little bit of value. It's not clear. It's not like we can back out some mathematical formula because there's not a two-way market, right? They're only telling you the price that you can bet on him to score a touchdown, but you can't bet the other side, which is him to not score a touchdown on any of these books, which is typically when the sports books offer the worst prices, right? So if you think about it, to make this more clear, is tonight, in the Lakers Jazz game, we can see that the sportsbook is giving you a price on the Lakers and the Jazz, right? So you can either bet on the Lakers or you can bet against the Lakers, right? Betting the Jazz is the exact same thing as betting against the Lakers. It's a two-way market, right? So the sportsbooks, if they were minus 280, plus 150, every sports bettor in the world would be like, WTF is this crap? That's insane vig. But what makes it very hard with, futures is you can't bet against Curry to be the regular season MVP. You can only bet on him to be the MVP. So if this is confusing, shoot us an email, contact@oddsjam.com with anything. It doesn't have to be related to this, but any sports betting questions, email us contact@oddsjam.com. But what makes this very hard, it's crazy that Curry's he's favored to be MVP. No shock, I guess. But you can see they're giving you plus 155, but it's not like they're like minus 180, Curry won't be MVP. So these sportsbooks can often really juice up their lines for these futures markets because you can't see both sides of the market. So, you can see some of FanDuel's promos. This looks pretty good. I'll have to, do out the math. 117, 118, but I'll do out the math later. So what we can do now is we can see if there's any other good bets. And again, like the more you're checking OddsJam, like here's another ARB. And again, some people may be like, oh, a 1.11% risk-free return, that doesn't seem particularly great. And it's like, yeah, sure. But if you go into work and you make, $100 in a day, it's like, sure, that doesn't maybe like seem that good, but it's like how it builds up over time, right? This game is at 8:30, which is 23 minutes away. It starts. So this game's going to be over in 3.5 hours, and I'm going to be 652 richer, right? And you're not. So it's kind of that type of thing is it's compound interest. You're not going to get rich sports betting. It's not possible. You might as well, if you're placing these crazy frickin', 20 leg parlays, like you're going here, you're going to NBA and you're just like, whatever, like betting on a bunch of random stuff, these 8 leg parlays, it's like you are going to lose money because the sports book is just juicing and juicing and juicing and juicing and juicing these lines. And the more bets you place, the more that compounds, right? The more juice compounds. Which is why it's very hard to make money betting on parlays. So you can see I have a $500 free bet now on DraftKings. So that's pretty cool. And that is from this VIP promo right here, VIP NFL Ironman. So basically, if I bet $5,000, DraftKings would give me a $500 free bet. So what did I do? Of course, I just went to the OddsJam plus EV page. I placed like 10 bets or whatever that were already mathematically profitable. My bets were already mathematically profitable, right? And I made money. And then on top of that, I get a $500 free bet from DraftKings. So absolutely insane. So now we can look for a good free bet. Might as well, right? So you really have two options. So with a free bet, what you can do is, first of all, you want your free bet. Also, live betting, very, very lucrative, but very stressful. So once you get really fast with OddsJam, you're having a lot of success with it, you can start live betting where the opportunities, like the positive EV amounts, sometimes are insane. Like Idaho State plus 370 looks incredible, 19.44% edge. But you have to be quick because these odds move super fast. And usually sportsbooks don't let you bet as much money live. But you can see right here, like Cardinals plus 21, minus 108. Let's see if it's still available. So I'll check if it's available before logging in. But like in the NBA, let's say, right, is these lines are just, like in the fourth quarter of a game, it's, so you can see it already moved to minus 118. But you get the point. You just have to move very quickly to get in on it. But what we can do with our free bet is, first of all, we could just pick a bet from the OddsJam plus EV page, right? And as long as the free bet has long odds, you're getting a good bang for your buck. Free bets are different than cash. Or this is another free feature of OddsJam. But if you want to convert your free bets into cash risk-free, you can go to the low holds page. You click this button, filter by sportsbook, and then you do sort by conversion percentage, right? So what you can see is you can earn a 69.88%. Free bets are worse than cash. You don't get back your stake if you win. Usually you place an $100 bet. If your bet wins, you get back the profit and you get back your stake. With a free bet, you don't get back your stake. But what you can see right here is this will show me, right, the best free betting opportunities if I want to hedge my free bet. So you can see, like right here, here's this boxing fight. Granted, it's 3 months away, so we can focus on a tennis bet. So to win first set, this Paula, girl is minus 500 on Caesars. This Martina girl is plus 400 on DraftKings. So you could convert I could convert my $500 free bet into 500 times, 66%, risk-free. What I would do, and again, because a $500 free bet, because I'm a VIP, I'm very special, is very big. This is very hard to do in practice with a $500 free bet. But usually from these promos, you have like $10 free bets. So you can convert your $10 free bet into 667 risk-free by placing your $10 free bet on the positive number, Martina, plus 400 to win the first set, and then placing $33 as a hedge bet on Caesars at minus 500 odds, right? So this shows us good places, to place free bets. So what I can do is just kind of try to find one, or I can use the OddsJam plus EV page. Again, a $500 free bet, it's very hard to hedge, but this looks pretty good, right? So this is under 1.5 plus 290. It looks like Pinnacle has moved down their odds a lot on the under. So Brest versus Lille, France League E1. No idea what this is, but again, I don't care, right? All I'm doing is using data and using math, and that's the way I've been super successful sports betting. The thousands of OddsJam customers are successful sports betting. Is you use data, right? You don't think too hard about these, weird BS. So where's Brest versus Lille? We go to total goals in Brest versus Lille, under 1.5 plus 290, $500 free bet. So 500, my payout would be $14.50, and boom, my bet's under review. Hopefully DraftKings takes it. So we hit some ARBs. We made some risk-free money. That's cool. I showed you about the OddsJam low holds page. Wow, look at these freaking ARBs going crazy. This is really what I mean when we tell people, you need to check OddsJam frequently to be successful. Is nobody knew this was going to occur right now. Nobody knew. But, you could earn a risk-free 6% return. So I bet 250 and 180 and I'm 27.88 richer by the end of the game. Insane. In-frickin-sane. So I've been blabbing, but I might as well try to hit it. So we can go to this game, Monk, under 13.5 points. No idea who this guy is. We go to player points, and then we go to Monk, and it probably already moved because I was late and I was blabbing. And you can see under 13.5 is minus 110. So ARB's no longer there. It went plus 154 to minus 110. That's how quick these lines can move. So we can also, wow. So now we have Bovada in FanDuel. So player rebounds over 3.5, under 3.5. So again, you just got to be quick. You got to be on them. But what I wanted to do is place a plus EV bet as my last bet. So this Gone fight we already showed. That's a great bet. I already showed you I have money on it. I have the under in this Cardinals game from, I placed that in a few YouTube videos ago. But we can kind of scroll around and see if there's anything else. Like Rudy Gobert, under 15.5 points seems pretty good on Twin Spires, right? Pinnacle has it minus 113. And we're getting, or minus 133. This is an ARB to Pinnacle, and we're getting insane value at minus 113, right? We know there has to be a good bet because there's an ARB. Whenever there's an ARB, there has to be a mathematically profitable bet. And the way you can think about that is if, oh my gosh, insane. So if we go here, if we just look at this Gone fight, if you're like, why did this guy bet, like $400 on Gone over 2.5 total rounds? It's Caesars is plus 110. The sharpest sportsbook in the world, Pinnacle, has the under 2.5 rounds, minus 108 odds. So this is an ARB. The plus number is greater than the minus number. So if I had both of these sportsbooks, I could place a bet on both sportsbooks and earn a risk-free return. Granted, it's not a big risk-free return, but we're not talking about arbitrage here. We're talking about positive EV betting. So given that you can make risk-free money by betting on both sides, there has to be a good bet. Nothing else is rational, right? You can literally place a bet on both sides and earn a risk-free profit. Therefore, one of these bets has to be profitable. And it's the over 2.5, right? Because you don't want to bet against Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. You want to place the bet on Caesars. That is the mathematically profitable bet. So I have a bet with 5% edge, as we saw on the plus EV page. I have a mathematically profitable bet with 5% edge. And I also, I'm also going to watch the fight, and it'll be fun because I know I'm making money in the long run, right? As a sports bettor, now I have a sweat on a UFC fight. Like, sports betting is meant to be fun. A lot of people do it for enjoyment, but even if you're not super mathematical, there are some like basic tips, even if you never pay for OddsJam, that you can use to increase your profit. So here, now we can see there's an ARB. As I said, these opportunities always frickin' changing, right? Here's another one. Another ARB between this time DraftKings and Caesars. So this game's about to start, but if I wanted to, I could, place this bet, go here, and go to player props. I can go to assists, and then Bogdan under 1.5. You can see it's plus 110. So Caesars logged me out. So give me a sec, so I can log back in very briefly, and then I'll hop off. I usually just place positive EV bets because they're more profitable. They're mathematically profitable. You make more money in the long run, but whatever, I'll skip over that for now. And we can go to basketball, and then we can go to this Bogdanovich bet. And it just moved. So that's no fun. But again, like we always tell our customers, you're not gonna be able to get in on every mathematically profitable bet. You're not. It's not possible. You have to move too fast. But if you can get in on 3 or 4 a day, even just checking in 15 minutes, you are going to become very successful as a sports bettor because those returns will improve every day. If you make $50 a day with Arbing, that'll be $1,500 a month. It may not be sexy. It may not, but you'll see that profit build up. If you want to play, these scratch off lottery tickets, then bet on crazy parlays. But nobody actually makes money doing it. You just see the wins posted all over social media. You never see the losses, right? Everyone just shows you who's winning that night. They don't show you which one's lost. And they're very unprofitable in general. So what I can do, though, is try to find one more plus EV bet. Westbrook under 7.5 assists still looks pretty good, minus 112. So Clemson, Syracuse -3 versus Clemson, positive EV bet looks pretty dang good, right? So you can kind of look around and you can ultimately pick. But what you want to bet on, here we have a hockey play. Again, some people have success in player props, some people don't. Some people like their minimum odds threshold set lower, some people like it higher. But Mike Conley under 3.5 rebounds. Like, this is a play for tonight, a positive EV play. So we might as well dabble. I'll dabble in this player prop play. Like, you can see Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. They're only giving you plus 102 odds. I already bet this, so I won't rebet this, but you should bet this if you haven't bet this. And under 3.5 rebounds, plus 125 for Conley. Looks like a pretty great play. So we can go to Conley under 3.5 rebounds, and I'll throw $100 on it. So now we have one. So we have Conley under 3.5 rebounds, and this is plus 125 odds. We made some risk-free money from that ARB. I explained line shopping. I did good. So $100. We're earning an edge of 5.43%. So based on the value to Pinnacle's market, to the market from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, we're earning a 5.43% return. So that's not bad. It's not a risk-free return, but it's like investing in the stock market. Why does everyone tell you to invest? Because over the long run, you will make money, right? Or at least historically that has happened. So positive EV betting, it's all based on math, right? We have a bunch of blog articles on stuff like this, so feel free to check that out. And again, thanks so much for your time.